Alrighty, guys, happy Wednesday to you all. So the market continues to drain, continues to make us suffer, right? Who wants to quit right now? Say yes in the chat. I want to quit. Crypto's a scam. It's coming in hot at the moment. You know what's crazy? It's that slow bleed. That's extremely draining at the moment, and it's been tough. But guys, I'm back in action. I'm here to speak about where we are at the moment and why I think this current pullback that we are seeing right now is a trap. Why I do think that we are coming to fetch liquidity, and I do actually think a pump is loading, and I think we're going to see a strong squeeze, and I think it's going to happen pretty soon. But what I want to show you guys as well that's also important, I want to show you guys this over here quickly, just before we start off the show. I looked at the very high time frame view over here on the liquidation maps, and I went to the 6 month, and I went to go look at the super high time frame view over here. And what this shows over here is max pain is still to the upside. Okay, I even looked at the higher time frames here. I even went all the way to the yearly. And I was like, let's look at the super high time frame. And what's crazy is if you see this over here, you could see that there's more liquidations to the upside over here than what there is if Bitcoin had to go back down to $35,000. Okay, so more damage will be done if the market goes to $73,000 versus going to $35,000. Now, one thing that's very important to understand about crypto is it's always going to go to max pain. Okay, right now, we even saw the poll now. 52% of people are bearish now at the moment. Okay, so you can see that it's really getting into people's brains. But what you got to understand is the market's always going to go to the place where it's going to do the most damage. And right now, everyone's sitting on their hands saying, you know what? Crypto's not a good place, right? Things are not fantastic. We've obviously seen stock markets. NVIDIA dropped, what, 10% yesterday? Massive drop over there. We saw a bit of a pullback within the stock markets. But I want to show you how the 𝗕𝗘𝗦 has broken trend and looking at a strong push to the downside. How the stock market has good support. How NVIDIA has good support in the areas of where we're at right now. But I also want to show you that max pain is to the upside. So we need to start preparing for the traps. But we also got to understand that we are at the bottom of RSIs now. The quick move is about to happen. We saw a quick move a couple of hours ago. The market quickly pushed down and had a very strong little nice bounce. Some nice pin bar candles on the daily, on the 12-hour. Okay, that might have been the actual fast move. There's always a fast move at the end that completely wipes out the longs and then gets going. Okay, or the fast move's still about to happen. But nonetheless, guys, I want to speak about the trap. I don't want you to get trapped out when the Super Bowl is about to happen. I don't want you to pull a hamstring. I don't want you to get injured when we've been preparing for so damn long. We can't quit, guys. We cannot quit. So, guys, I'm back. Smash the like button. Get it through the absolute roof. No more wasting time. Let's have a great show. Let's go through a couple of altcoins. It's weird how a couple of dust coins are waking up at the moment. We have Monero going up. We have Litecoin going up. Like, what's going on? What's going on? Dust coins coming to life as well. So I want to go through a couple of those. Not that we're going to trade them much, but it is interesting to see what's happening and where money is currently moving at the moment. And I also want to show you the dominance. Dominance is breaking some short-term trends to the downside. So it is indicating when we finally do get a bounce, altcoins will bounce pretty strong. So guys, did you miss me? Say yes to the chat. Hit the like button. Did you miss me? I'm back, baby. I come with vibes again on a red day. But I'm here. So no more wasting time. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like sniper. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
Welcome to Sheldon Show. Congrats on the Lupu one. Thank you so much. Guys, if you're brand new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and smash the like button. Let's go through. Let's be the most positive community in the world right now. Okay, when everyone's down, everyone thinks it's the end of the world. Everyone thinks, crypto's a crap place. Let's be those that celebrate it. Let's celebrate that there's still time to accumulate whatever money we got left. I don't know how much money you got left. I'm out of dollars. I'm currently looking at what can I side hustle. How can I get more dollars, right? There's a couple more great specials. What can I do? So guys, let me know, what can I do? Like, is OnlyFans still a thing? I don't know. let me know what I can do. I need to make some dollars. I need to buy some dubs, baby. Guys, let's celebrate that there's still time to learn. There's still time to prepare. Again, when money season comes, you kind of left with your pants down and you kind of got to deal with what you got, right? And that's the important thing to understand. So we've got a bit more time to prepare, but nonetheless, we are still seeing, we've got to look at the high time frame views, and we're still seeing a lot of bullishness happening in crypto. We're not seeing it on the charts just yet. This is a catch-up that comes on later, right? But we also got to understand that slowly by this bleed, slowly by the draining, slowly of, this market coming down and playing with people's emotions the way it's doing right now, it is 100% flushed out the fish and the shrimp within the markets. We're even at the point where they're flushing out the, what did I call them? The dolphins. Those that have been in the market for long, they even think about quitting now. Those who've actually been through previous cycles. Okay, so what you're going to be left with in the market is whales, right? We still have data showing that the whales are accumulating. We still have BlackRock buying a shit ton. We still have MicroStrategy buying a shit ton. We still have all the guys that are massive in the crypto space buying and buying and buying when these dips are happening. The only thing is, where are the people, right? They all kind of giving up. So we still understand that through this whole period over here, it is going to create a max pain. And, it was when Bitcoin was 70K, max pain was possibly to the downside because people were getting really into that hope phase of markets are going to pop, things are going to be fantastic. But then as the market started rejecting, again, 4 times rejecting, the major highs, and every time there's some gains, it gets sucked down. Now what you're getting is a very uneven market where a lot of people are starting to turn incredibly bearish, right? Which we got to be aware of, but we also got to understand that max pain is now sitting on the other side of the fence. And at some point, price will go to max pain. Price, think about it, guys. If you got 70% of the market sitting on their hands, not getting into the markets, and 30% or 70% of the market also shorting the markets, where's the money to be made? The money to be made is going to the upside, right? Because you got to understand that when we are, how do you make money in crypto? Someone asked me yesterday in Sniper School. By the way, Sniper School cohort is finished, number 14. Fantastic, which means you get a chance to join the next one. Go below in the description and join the next Sniper School because that happens in the next few weeks. I'm going to teach, baby. I'm going to keep teaching. But someone asked yesterday, they said, I took a short for the first time and I'm making money, but how am I making money? I said, someone took a long earlier and they're losing money and you're making their money. That's what's basically happening, right? Someone's losing on the other side versus you winning. But now think about when the teams are uneven. When all of a sudden you have majority of people shorting or sitting on their hands, at the moment, no dollars is getting pushed within the markets. The best way is you got to understand that it's got to reverse. And that's how the money is going to be made. Because all of a sudden, if a fat candle comes and we see Bitcoin at 65, 70K in a week or anything like that, that's max pain. That's going to wipe a lot of the market out for those that have been short, the latecomers. Those that come when the markets are pumping. And they come and they buy. We call them the top buyers, right? All of us have did it. Say yes in the chat. We've all bought tops before, right? It's the same when it comes to shorting. There's people shorting right now. There's people shorting the range lows, okay? And those latecomers will get completely wiped because that one fat green candle at any moment will just wipe them all out completely. Plus, all of those that are sitting with money, okay, are forced to buy higher. And that's the trap. Because if you're sitting on money right now and you're not deploying the money or you're not at least dollar cost averaging, remember, dollar cost averaging in this time right now is phenomenal, guys. Dollar costing into gaming, into AI. Now that you've seen in a video drop, it's probably some great AI specials. Dollar costing, you're buying all of it, right? You're buying it when it was here, you're buying it when it's cheap today, you're buying it when it's this, but overall, you're averaging in a really good area. So dollar costing is still a very powerful tool to use at the time. And it's, those that are sitting on cash, if they're not buying or deploying now, and the market goes up 40%, then they forced all of a sudden to go buy, right? It's all the mechanism of the brain of how that green candle just makes you feel, I need to get in. And then they end up buying late. And then what happens is the market starts to pull back at some point and they start to get under pressure again and they start to regret their decisions. And it's this whole massive emotional game that just goes the roller coaster within your brain. Okay, it's how the market's going. Now, guys, I'm not going to sit here and say that I've been expecting the market to drain for so long. I'm going to really put myself in everyone's shoes here. It is really draining right now. It is. It's draining me to the point of where it was like, it sucks. It really, really, really sucks. And it gets to a point where it's like, even myself, you start doubting, like, what the hell? Like, why is it like this? Well, why are we seeing these sort of things? So I want to put myself in the same thing, that I'm feeling the same. But it did get me to a point where I woke up, especially this morning, with a massive fire under my ass. And I'm like, you know what? And this was one thing that I learned from Ryan a lot. And this is why Banter has obviously succeeded pretty good when it comes to those who worked in the bear market and those didn't. He says 15 miles a day is what you got to do. Okay, if you want to succeed in crypto, you want to succeed in a business, you want to succeed in anything, 15 miles a day. You got to keep walking 15 miles a day. Now, if you get on a day where the markets are terrible like this and you're not making money, you're probably only getting offered 3 to 4 miles. And what that means is you got to work 3 to 4 times harder in that time. Okay, and then the days where it's pumping and it's easy, work less. But nonetheless, keep working 50 miles a day. And what that does is it gives you this consistent graph, okay, of your work ethic, of your knowledge, of everything within. You may not be making the physical cash right now, but you don't understand there's so many ways that you're growing. And I actually got a friend beside me here. We spoke about it last night. And we're like, you know what? We're waiting for this pump and stuff, but holy crap, have I learned a lot? You know what I mean? Like I understand things a lot more. I understand why I lose money now. I understand why when I make money, and these are big achievements. But nonetheless, Working when no one is working is always going to bring your success. It's always going to be the way where you're going to, you're outworking the rest of the market. That's how it basically is. People are not paying attention right now. People are snoozing off and they're going back to normal life. And that's okay. There's nothing against that. If you really want to succeed, you got to walk 15 miles a day on these specific days too. And I promise you, that's how you get to the top. And Banter was the perfect example of that. Banter did very well in the last bull market, right? And it did very good. But where we really changed the game was when the market went from 60K down to 20K and we sat in a 2-year down. We did build the schools. Now we have multiple schools. We built more hosts. We built more of these things. And when the market started to rise again, guys, everyone in the crypto space knows Crypto Banter. Every conference you go to, Crypto Banter is the bosses. And that just showed that we kept walking that time when no one was basically walking. So I know right now, you may not be getting physically rewarded with the cash. And one day it will make sense. One day you'll sit back and you'll be like, you know what, I worked my ass off through it. And you know what, 1 year to 2 years to 3 years wasn't actually a long time. The reward finally came. Okay, but it takes a certain person to get that reward and to get that to the end of the day. Okay, and that's what I'm saying. Like Banter is a powerhouse now that's respected because of what we did in the red days. So again, today, if you're feeling it that the financial pressure is demotivating you in that sense, just know there's so many other categories that you are growing in right now and that you can continue to grow. And just remember that if you can outwork the rest of the market right now, you are going to be rewarded and be highly respected. And not only that, you're going to firstly know how you made your success. And you're also going to be sitting at the top. And, you're going to be a whole different person as a whole. Okay, this is all, guys, if you can master, and I was actually speaking about it last night as well. If we can master being a leverage trader in this market, if we can master being in this current, hard space at the moment, guys, we can survive anything. We can get our butts to the gym now. We can eat healthy. Like if we can achieve this, we can achieve anything in life. And I think that's the big lesson over here. It's testing you to the max. It's testing you. It's making you, have to fight through something that's very hard to fight for. But when you master this, you can implement this in so many different things in your life too. So again, I want you to look at today and look at all of the stuff and just be grateful that you're still part of the space. Okay, it might be hard. You might have made mistakes. You might have put too much money in. You might have done these sort of things. But this soon shall pass. And I've heard this saying many times. You're feeling shit right now. You're broke right now. This soon shall pass. You're feeling rich right now. You're feeling amazing right now. This soon shall pass. Time heals everything. Time gets through all of that. So let's stay motivated. Let's stay strong. And let's keep going, guys. Let's keep pushing through every day. Okay, so let's jump into a couple of things and let's get moving. Oh, by the way, do you like the motivation, guys? Go follow Sheldon the Sniper channel on YouTube because the videos are coming. And it's the motivation, the other side of Sheldon, the other side of Sheldon that I can't wait for you to see. I really can't. So Sheldon the Sniper on YouTube, go follow that over there. The videos are coming soon. When they're coming, Matt?
Very soon. We're busy finishing them up this week.
Nice glasses, bro.
Ah, sure. They say I look like John Lennon.
Oh, really? Eh? It's just get a turtleneck and you look like Steve Jobs, bro. That's
Yeah,
to look like a billionaire. Dude, to look like a rock star billionaire is not a bad thing, bro. Like you should be like, oh shit, yeah, bro. Okay, let's get going, guys. Let's look at a couple of things. So again, I just want to show you over here that even though on the small time frames, and right now, we look at the last week or so, quite tough. Look at the last 24 hours, not too much double digits. We had a nice little bounce that's erased a few double digits. We look at the last week over here, a nice little red case of bubbles over here. We're seeing a couple of double digits that are happening over here at the moment. Okay, and I want to look at the month as well. The month's actually not too bad. Looking at the month is not too bad, meaning that we're still above the lows that we saw when that big sort of crash kind of happened, right? But in the short time frame, we do have a little bit of pain at the moment, and it is quite demotivating, especially it's been months and months and months of these things sort of happening. But again, what I want to show you guys again is we just got to kind of zoom out and just remember where we're basically at. We've got to remember that this market is at a very fearful place. Okay, and when it lives in the fear, it stays there. It can stay there for multiple times, but at some point that fear will end. But it's always been a really, really, really good time, to again invest in the market as well as pay attention in the market as well. Every time in the history of the fear and greed, you could see that every time we were here below these areas of the 50 and these sort of zones and in the 30s and stuff like that, were all incredible times to stay within crypto. A lot of these times were actually market lows, okay, market bottoms and things like that. So over this long period of time, the market is succeeding. It is getting the market to be quite fearful. But fear is actually the feeder. It's one of the best things to learn to feed off of in crypto. And to also still stay motivated. You may not have more money to deploy, or you may still be struggling at this point, but it's definitely not the time to quit. Okay, and definitely not the time to sell out and to give up and all of these sort of things. As fear is a part of the game, right? And we also know again that the greed never lies too. Anytime in the future we see greed sitting above 80, 90, we now definitely know taking profits is a big one. And I also want to quickly chat about this for a second before I jump into the charts. Is the taking profits is a very, very, very big lesson. Very big lesson. So for me, it's a big game, especially when I'm feeling a little bit of the pain at the moment, is the take profit strategies. I think I'm going to build my ass off take profit strategies for us for this bull, or even for the next legs to the upside. We really got to just pay attention to the bad times don't last and the good times don't last either. Okay, and we just got to keep playing the game, because we have a volatile market that does give us gains and it does suck the market dry. So we've got to understand that there is a long roadmap for crypto to take over the world. There's a long roadmap for the tech to be running, for this to become the financial system. There's so much to happen. We must not be afraid to play the trend. We must not be afraid to take the profits and get in on these things. It's not going to change for a while. It's a part of the game and where we're basically at. But we still got to be excited that we have not seen the banana yet of this bull market. We've seen everything else. We haven't seen the banana. We haven't seen the woo, the rocket ship yet. And that's our reward, right? That's the cherry on top that we are still waiting for. But when it comes to that, you got to look at again of the things like the fear and the greed and things like that as well. And, again, we look at this, the simple flow of just money. You could see that right now as it stands, you have a lot of liquidation sitting to the upside. Okay, so when all this fear is coming into the market, it's actually creating opportunity, and it's actually basically, just reversing teams. It's shaking out the weak hands. And I don't mean weak hands. Like, guys, there's some people that have been in this market for 5 years that are quitting now. Okay, so it's not just newbies or fish that are getting sunken out right now. This is people that have really invested a lot of time and money into crypto for a long period. Even they at the verge of quitting right now. But what it is creating is opportunity, and it is creating a way of where the market is going to move at some point. These yellow lines don't lie. We've seen this multiple times over here, and you could see that there's up to at least 30 to 40 billion dollars if Bitcoin goes up to those areas of 73 at any moment now. So it's showing you how much money is now sitting over here to be lost, but also to be gained. So again, people ask, how do you make money when you're longing and shorting, right? And you're doing these sort of things. There is literally $30 billion to be made, because those who are buying and those who do get the buy, this money is going to be lost at some point. Okay, and when this money is lost over here, it's going to go to those that are buying. So a bunch of people are going to lose $30 billion, and a bunch of people are going to make $30 billion. How much of that pie do you sort of want, right? But it just shows you the opportunity and, the way we sort of see things. It's the opposite that's happening in the back. So I still want to remind you again that I went to the 6 month and the year. I zoomed out, and I'm showing you guys that it's a mistake by not believing there's a bullseye. It's a mistake by not thinking that this market's not bullish. At some point it's going to reverse, and that's where the money is to be made. So it's very important. I agree. If it's at 70, 72, we could be sitting on the other side and say, taking profits would have been amazing. And I agree, okay? Taking some more profits and things, that's amazing. But right now, when the market is down again, up to 30, 40%, 50% from the highs, we can't be sitting on that same thought anymore. We got to start moving with the market and start seeing the very clear picture. So the first big thing I just want to show you guys over here, and I just want to quickly show you guys a little bit of the high time frame views on Bitcoin. So right now, as it stands, the biggest thing we need right now is a higher low. Okay, a higher low can go very far away. Okay, as long as we get a higher low, we can reverse this stuff. Because what you're basically seeing now with Bitcoin is you're seeing a couple of highs. And I want to show you the 1, 2, 3, 4 highs, okay? The first one was at 73,600. The second one was at 72,200. The next one was at 71,500. Then it was 69,000. And now it was 64,000, okay? So it's very clear that we are making lower highs over here. And it's very clear that the lows have been lower lows too. The first low was 61,500. The next one was 57,500. The next one was 54,000. And then we went to 49,000. Okay, so what you're seeing right now in the high time frame is a very clear trend of the market slowly trickling down. And you're basically seeing slightly higher, lower highs and slightly lower lows until something changes. So the big thing here, there's two ways that it changes. You either change it by making a first higher high. Okay, and that's what we were speaking about the last time over here. From that 64, if we get through here and we break the highs, we're changing the trends. Okay, the first higher high is very important. And I want to show you guys over here as well. If you saw that this market over here was coming down, there's the lows, there's the highs. lower high, lower high, till we got the first higher high over here. Okay, the moment we got a first higher high, everything changed. Okay, but there's two ways. It's either the first higher high or it's the first higher low, guys. The higher low is also a very strong indicator, and I think it was on the ETH chart. I just want to show you guys this over here. Look at this over here. So ETH, the last time that we came down, okay, we could see the whole bear market over here. We saw from this 4.7, then we saw the 3.3, we saw lower highs, lower lows, okay? And then what we saw was no higher highs, but what we saw was a higher low for the first time. And when we saw a higher low for the first time, that was basically the low, right? That was $1,100 on ETH. And after that, we haven't seen that price since then. Okay, so you got two big signals that you're looking for here. Is you're either looking for the higher high, and we had that opportunity last week and we failed. So the next opportunity we're looking at now is the higher low. If we can get a higher low on the weekly over here, that could be the indication of us now finally getting the higher high after that. And again, if I go back to the ETH over here, it started off with a higher low, and after that, we got a higher high for the first time, and that started to shift trends. So it's no doubt about it, we are definitely in that slight tilted down, but we still can't sit here and say that we're going to break these lows or anything like that just yet. There's a couple of levels that we've got to pay attention to over here. So the big thing for me with Bitcoin this week, okay, is to make sure that we are closing above, that $50,000. Okay, now I don't want to go that low into the range. I'd prefer to stay above 55. Okay, but if we stay above that low over there and we can start erasing that in the next week or so, like, that's a good sign. We are looking for the first higher low over here, and that would be a very early indication that tides are turning. Now, what's also nice about getting a higher low versus a higher high is you're kind of ahead of the rest, because if you are catching a higher low, there's still a lot of people that won't believe the bounce. They won't believe all of these sort of things. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to start to zoom in over here and start obviously tracking that and seeing the major levels that we're looking at. But right now, as it stands, we can still stay bullish. We can still stay to the firm to the point of a higher low over here. And what's nice about it is Bitcoin hasn't even broken 618. It hasn't even broken any major structures just yet on the shorter time frame. But if we hold any of these major levels here and all of these altcoins, I just want to show you things like 𝗕𝗘3. That's how the 𝗕𝗘3 chart looks right now. Okay, so you could see very clearly that it's lower highs and lower lows. If we get the first higher low over here, we can be ahead of the rest of the market. Okay, when the whole market's bearish, everyone's feeling depressed, all of these sort of things, we're sitting here and understanding that a higher low here is very bullish. And what that could ultimately mean after that is from here getting the first higher high. And again, if we are anyone that is fishing in these ranges when no one's fishing anymore, we are the ones that are going to be making a big part of that, all that money that's sitting there at the top. Okay, so as it stands right now, it has been hard, it has been grinding, but we're still holding bullish lines, which is important. Now it's important for us to hold that and respect that and look at the major zones, look at some trends, but we're not super bearish or anything at that moment. And again, if I look at this as well, this Bitcoin dominance looks like it just wants to fall. When the market's coming down, it is pumping up a bit, so the alts are getting a little bit thing, but it's slowing down, guys. The moment when I've seen dominance go sideways, and it reminds me of this area over here, where it came off a pump and it went sideways for the matter of around 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, and it wasn't continuing that parabolic run. And it actually ended up going all the way down from 52 all the way down to 48. And that just shows again that we should get some really strong power, from altcoins when the bounce does actually happen. So that's the opportunity, right? That's the flow. And we kind of saw that when the market started waking up again, that the altcoins started moving. The altcoins started really pushing in, and we saw some things of up to 30, 40, 50% within 1 week. Okay, and things are still looking the same. So I'm just happy to see that this dominance is not continuing to just rally up. We're actually slowing down, which is a good sign, which gives me an indication at some point when the market has, think about why altcoins are not pumping and just going crazy right now, is because Bitcoin will always be the safe haven. So when there's uncertainty in the world and everything's going, stock markets crashing, all these sort of things are happening, people are always going to flee very much to the sense of Bitcoin. Okay, but the moment that there's comfortability back in the markets, they want altcoins. Let's not deny that 90% of people in crypto are degens. Okay, we love altcoins. Okay, the only thing is we're very scared of altcoins right now because they're hot. They burn if you don't catch them at the right place. But nonetheless, always have my rods out. I know that's a fishing analogy, but it does sound a little bit fishy. But again, so that's the thing right now. It's just people are not just confident in the market right now, therefore they're not diversifying. But the moment that Bitcoin gets anywhere near back above ranges and stuff, the confidence comes flying back into the altcoins again, and that's where altcoins really start to rally and start to move strong again. So dominance here at this point slowing down pretty good. And again, the RSI is actually at the top showing us a bit of downside, which is good. So it gives me a nice strength that, you know what, we are facing a little bit of blood at the moment, but the alt's also looking pretty strong. And the big chart that I want to pay attention to here is the USDT dominance. We need a lower high over here. We can get a lower high over here. That can give us a good sign for, a nice, strong recovery. A lower high is important. I want to show you guys what a lower high looks like. This is what a lower high looks like over here. So if you look at this time over here, this was when we obviously went down to the major lows. This is 2022. I think this was when Bitcoin was around 20K, in those sort of ranges, under 20K, sub 20K. Okay. And it basically went there twice. Remember, we sat in that range for a while. We bounced to 20. We came back down to 17 again. Okay. And then we finally had a little bit of a bounce. And remember, Bitcoin went to 20. I think it went to 25 or 28. Okay. So remember, USDT dominance, it's the opposite of a normal chart we're looking at. When this thing's going down, we're making money. When this thing's going up, we're losing money. Okay. So right now you can see we're currently short-term losing money. Okay. But the moment that you set in a major lower high, and you could see that that was the time, but we set in this lower high for the first time, where you could see the difference, you could see what then projected from that. Okay, so the same thing we're looking at now is, I want to remind you that USDT dominance on the weekly, okay, we actually kind of bearish. If I look at a coin like this, and I'm trading this as a coin, I'm kind of bearish on this coin because it lost the major level. Remember when Bitcoin lost 60,000? Okay, and we basically said, guys, if we don't get back above 60,000, we can go down to 50s. And that's exactly what happened, right? We ended up going down to 49 at some point, but we stayed below 60 for a while, and we're even below 60 today. That's because we lost our very big support. So USDT dominance lost a very big support, and that's exactly where we pumped the other day. You know, exactly. When we dropped to 49,000, look where that wick went to. That wick went straight to that box over there. So as it stands right now, they haven't reclaimed the land. This is still a very big bearish zone. But the main thing we are looking for here is a lower high. And a lower high, I basically call it like a cliffhanger, right? Where we have this fight, but at some point it just cliffs to the downside. Okay, and that will come, guys. If this market continues to bleed like this for days and days, I promise you at some point you're going to see such a fast move, because that's what the market does. It really lingers. It sits and it just lingers. And then all of a sudden, boom, it just comes with that massive cliffhanger. So right now as it stands, you look at this chart and you still, this chart looks bearish, okay, on the high time frame. Short time frame, there's still a little bit more pain, okay, but high time frame, it's bearish. Okay, which means we still got to keep our bullish hats on and understand where that's basically at. And just quickly, a couple of altcoins over here. A higher low on ETH will go very far away. Okay, we didn't get where we need to get on the pump. We didn't get past 2.8. Okay, but the moment we get a higher low for the first time, and you can see this over here, it's very likely from here we're going to go back up to the range highs, back into the 3,000s. Okay, look at things like the ETH to the Bitcoin. This thing is now really tapped out at the bottom over here. Okay, and we're at that point of RSIs tapped out the bottom of it, and we're starting to get some pin bars. So we should get some ETH BTC. That should help with the Bitcoin dominance, right? But look here, higher high on Sol at the moment. Okay, we look at things like Phantom. There's a higher low at the moment. No, Sol, sorry, higher low on Sol. You know, there's still a couple high lows. So let's keep these levels. Let's not lose too much hope in any of those senses yet. High time frames are still looking pretty decent. Now, let's go through short time frames. So what I think is going to happen, guys, is I think the market's going to slowly linger down into market open. And then I think we're going to see a pump or a fast acceleration. But you know what? I'm gonna call it. You know, I don't want to sit here and say, because I've seen some of the comments on some of the shows, not my show in specific, but they're like, oh, so it's going to go up and it's going to go down. Thanks. I'm not that guy, right? For me, I'm going to go with my initial, but I am going to prepare you for both scenarios. So what I'm looking for now at the moment is I think market's going to come a little bit lower. Okay. I think it can even go a little bit lower than where we went a couple of hours ago. Okay, now we have a very important this is on the 4-hour chart at the moment. I'm looking at the recovery bounce. Okay, I'm looking at the leg that we made to the upside. We had a nice recovery to the upside, strong push to the up. Okay, and now we've started the bounce. And we've got big zones, right? We've got things like 618s and all of these sort of things, big levels. We didn't hit it perfect. We did hit the zone, but we didn't hit it perfect. So it does say, hey, we can still come a little bit lower than where we went this morning. But this is a very big support zone over here. And I'm seeing a bounce. I'm seeing a reaction. Okay, so for me, what I'm calling for the day and what I think is going to happen is I think we're either we're gonna come a little bit down now for the next hour or two, and I think the market's actually going to come in. First hour will probably be a little bit red. I don't know what it is when the markets open every day. The first hour is always red. They always come down first. Anything like that. But I'm actually seeing the market go up. I'm actually seeing us push up to 60K. Then we'll see where we're at. Okay, the question is the market ready then to break trends yet? Because what might happen is we might push up and then start to trickle back down. We shall see. Or we could actually break. And if it gets through 60, there's a squeeze to 65, and then again there's a squeeze to 70. So as it stands right now, there's the zone. Now I do want to speak about a capitulation. Let's say I'm wrong with these sort of things. Okay, so what that basically means is if I'm a trader or anyone that wants to dip my toes, this is a very good place to dip your toes in a couple of trades and pop a stop under the 618, right? But if the market, and why so? Because again, for this scenario, your risk to reward is very good. But if they do want to capitulate, which means, okay, they want to create more pain at the moment, it looks like they'll push price back down to the range lows. I don't think we'll break the lows. We might go just a little bit lower to around 48 because a lot of people that bought over here, their stop losses are sitting over here, so they might sitting a little bit lower. But there is a scenario where the market just wants to crap the bed, right? And if that happens, I see something like this, where it will go down, it will bounce up like this, and then we will start to rally up. That's one scenario. So just be prepared. Now, as a trader, you are looking to invest over here, okay, with the stop loss over here. If that drops, you are then looking to invest here on some breaker trends, and you can be patient if that happens. Maximum, that means it's going to take a couple of day or two to actually get some confidence back. So you got a little bit of time. As an investor, guys, massive opportunity if this happens. Huge opportunity if this happens. Okay, that gives you range lows again. Now, if you liked looking at the markets, let's not be goldfish here. Let's remember what it felt like 2 weeks ago. It felt amazing 2 weeks ago when we made 50% in 1 week, right? That's where you're going to get it. So if you have anything to deploy and you do see this happening over here, this gives you a very, and what's nice about this is if you've bought $10,000 worth of Solana, okay, at this point, and you now buy $3,000 worth of Solana over here, by the time that your other $10,000 recovers, your $3,000 can be up $2,000. So you got to think of it in that way too, that you may have bought a couple of tokens higher, but whatever you can buy right now will at least be in profit by the time your other buys go back to break even. Okay, so you got to think of it like that. So this is big opportunities if that does happen. But as I say, what I think is going to happen is I think we're gonna bounce from this zone over here. Let's go through a couple of things over here. Look at the total 3. So total 3 altcoins as well. We're kind of not bearish right now, guys, at this moment. Now there is a capitulation, and why I'm saying the capitulation is because we got this fat wedge at the moment. You can see here there's a nice big flag that's in play at the moment. That means we would come down, and I got it over here, another 12% from where we are now, and we should see a really good buy up. Okay, it means they're going to come fetch liquidity over here. Because we came down so hard last time, sometimes there's not enough liquidity that was bought in this area, so they bring it back to fill the rest of the positions, and then we get going. And that's why when I spoke about that scenario of when Bitcoin went a couple of months ago, how are we on time over here? Oh, we're actually good. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna keep talking. Okay, can we please let Club know? I know I'm meant to go live right now, but I'm just gonna maybe Dil can just start it off quickly for me. But I'm doing Club straight after this. I just want to quickly inform. I haven't done a show for a while, so I just want to quickly give you guys all the information so that we're nice and set at the moment. So if we can just let Maddie. Just let Jev know, please, just to let them know. I'm just going to spend a little bit more time here quickly just so we can go through everything. Let's just share screen again and just get going. Okay, so this time over here, guys, remember with Bitcoin here, at this phase here, look how they had the big drops, right? So they had this big drop over here, right? 17K. And what happened is price went all the way back to 25K after that. But look how price started to trickle down. And it actually went slightly low over here, but it fetched the rest of the liquidity. And after that, you saw the rockets, right? And you could even see in this phase over here, when the market pushed, this is where it went very quickly. So usually when you bounce too quickly, it's not always a good thing. So what happens is price comes back down, fills that, goes, and you can see when it's ready, when it's gotten enough of the liquidity, the market starts to take off. And it starts to rally very strong to the upside after that. Okay, so sometimes it's a really good thing to understand that, okay, you know what? This market's not going up right now. However, we saw that when we finally get liquidity, the market goes up. So you know what? If you want to go down, just so we can go up again, go down. Okay, but it's all about was enough bought at that level. So as it stands right now, this is where we should bounce. If we put in a higher low right now, guys, this is good. This is a really good sign. And this is altcoins over here. And the way I'm going to determine that, guys, is with this nice trend over here. So right now, I know we're in a hot zone. Okay, and again, I'm 70% bullish today that we're going to bounce. We're going to bounce in these zones. This trend is going to confirm it for me. Okay, and from that, I'm then going to see a bounce up back to those highs. So pretty much recover a very decent amount of what we pulled back the last couple of days. Get back to those highs. And again, the big thing that I'm then looking for is obviously the trend break. So there's some good opportunities with alts over here. And I just want to show you guys the Bitcoin dominance again. Look at this in the shorter time frame. We're starting to make some lower lows, which is good. We haven't seen that for a while. Okay, but I want to show you this nice little flag that's forming in over here. Okay, and at some point, like now, we've just lost this little short-term trend. We can start getting down. You know, alts are still looking pretty good. So I still think dominance will start coming down as the market starts to push up again. And I was even looking at things like ETH to Bitcoin. You know, this thing's starting to put in higher lows here. And I'm actually looking at the Nike tick here. You know, where it starts to slowly drain like this. And we start off. It's the market cheat sheet. Okay, so I still think this is also going to start. It's going to help us get that dominance, you know, moving nice and strong again. So let's go through a couple of altcoins, a couple of good opportunities that I'm seeing. Let's just see where's the right ones. There we go. Okay, so I want to show you guys over here. Let's go through them quickly. So you can see a lot of things like Phantom. So Phantom rallied really strong. And if you actually look at Phantom, it's not too bad where it stands at the moment. It's actually one of the tokens that are still actually retesting trend. Okay, so things like Phantom are still actually very bullish because the lows were here at 27, and now we're still sitting, if you look at the percentage of where we are, we're still sitting up 50% from the highs. But what I like about where Phantom is at the moment, it's on trend, and it's also on the 618. So these are good zones to load up on some more Phantom if you wanted some. You know, this looks really good to dip your toes. Okay, now you do know the capitulation scenario, but as a trader, this is interesting. Pop a stop loss below, and it looks really good. And things like Sol, and I actually want to, I don't know where my charts all went. I just literally built them all now. Things like Sol. Sol is looking a little bit, it was looking strong. It is looking a little bit weak. However, Sol, you know, will it go on the short time frame? We shall see. What I love about Sol is it always does. It always catches up. But if you look at this, it's had a really strong support. Guys, we've been here all the way since April. Okay, even before that, March. And it's always been a really good zone to load up on a bit of Sol. Okay, I don't think it's the best coin to trade right now until it's broken some trends. It's not looking the super strongest, but to accumulate some Sol is really good at the zone over here at the moment. And again, your next scenario is this thing comes down to 100. And again, that's a blessing if that happens. Okay, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, it's a blessing. But let's go through a couple more over here. Things like, where the hell did all my charts go? I literally did all of these entire charts over here. I'm going to have to do them for you guys again quickly. I don't think I said, see, I need to click this button. See, that button, Sheldon. Oh, come on, bro. Rookie mistakes. I think I need to go to sniper school. Okay, look at things like NIA, guys. NIA back at the range lows over here. Actually forming a nice pin bar. And I also want to show you guys this as well. The stochastic RSIs, if you look here at the bottom, you could see that the 12 hours sitting at the bottom. Let's go look at the daily, see where the daily's at. Daily's sitting at the bottom too. Okay, so nice midterm time frames are getting down at the bottom as well. Let's go through a couple more. THORChain is now actually pretty bullish, to be honest. THORChain is not even looking that. I'm so annoyed that all my charts are gone. Look at this. THORChain is actually on the 382. So THORChain is looking really good. One coin that I also want to show you guys very much at the moment is Pendle. Pendle's good, guys. I think Pendle is looking amazing where it is at the moment. I spoke about Pendle, and I'm actually looking at, once we do find the temporary bounce, I'm looking at a 70% pump after this. Okay, I'm looking at a nice directional push to the upside at any moment. So Pendle is still looking amazing. Optimism still looking good. Oh, yeah, I also want to remind you guys here, the gaming, guys. Gaming broke trends and are back. This 3 bull, this Illuvium, this Sidus, they think this is a great time. If you like the little gaming pump that's happened, they all came in and retested now. So gaming, I still think Nakamoto, under $1, fantastic. Superfarm, back at 60 cents. Gala. So gaming, I would still not miss out on the gaming high time frame entries that we are looking at the moment. Let's go through a couple more. I want to speak about a couple more. So let's go look at things like 𝗬𝗢𝗡. 𝗬𝗢𝗡 is in the golden pocket. Okay, so all we're looking for now, guys, is nice daily and 12-hour pin bar candles. That's the big thing I want to see today. I want to see pin bar candles. I want to see that the market opened up. It went red, but it closed green. If I can see that, that's a good sign. So 𝗬𝗢𝗡 is looking good. Things like Doge on 618. Things like Chainlink on 618. Things like Avalanche on 618. Things like Injective 786. Guys, Injective is cheap. $16. I don't think it would get back to this. $16 for Injective. Good. One of the big buys for me, guys, is Render. Because we saw the NVIDIA drop, so I want to quickly show that for a second. This is obviously what we saw yesterday. 10% drop in NVIDIA. But I do want to show you guys this high time frame. Look at this thing. Like some pullbacks here, like it makes sense. It makes sense that we do have some sort of pullback. Okay. But I want to show you guys over here that this was obviously clear. But what that did is it obviously gave some good opportunities for a couple of AI tokens and gaming and all those sort of things at the moment. So keep an eye. NVIDIA it's got some short-term support. It's on a 618 at the moment. There might be some more drop-off. And again, if that happens, guys, go to Swarm Markets. Okay, and you can buy NVIDIA on chain. So if NVIDIA finally gets cheap, it's a no-brainer. This thing's been pumping galore. If this thing goes on a 40% discount, you can buy it with crypto. So remember, use Swarm, go below, open up your Swarm and get ready for it. Because if you want to finally start getting some of these things that are cheap, I just think it's been too expensive for a while, but if it starts to get cheap, you can buy it by using the Swarm app over here. And I actually want to give a quick shout out here to Swarm as well. I know they've got a few things happening. Just before I continue, let's just get through here quickly. On the Swarm thing over here. So guys, they've just announced they have gold NFTs, okay, and they've launched on Ethereum key points. So investor's choice available on Ethereum and Polygon, and will add other blockchain networks based on demand. Great timing. Precious metals prices are soaring. Okay, so now it's gold, guys. You can get involved in gold NFTs that they have in the play over there as well. So there's so much here when it comes to diversifying, which is amazing. So shout out to Swarm. Lots of love. Link is below in the description if you want to find out more about that. But let's jump back over here quickly. I want to show you guys this interesting chart over here, which is the 𝗕𝗓𝗓. So the 𝗕𝗓𝗓 has always been, a very big indicator for us. Okay, and look at this, guys. 𝗕𝗓𝗓 actually lost a weekly trend last week, and now it's come up to test it. So this chart is showing that we should see a drop pretty hard in the 𝗕𝗓𝗓. Okay, and then I look at the stock markets, and I'm like, there's a whole bunch of support here. I really don't think the stocks are going to drop too much going into election. Like we shall see. But this over here, every time that we have turned previous highs into support, it's always been very bullish. So I'm actually looking at something like this happening for a little while longer. I do think next year we're in shit with the stock market. I do. Okay, but I don't think it's this year. I don't think it's this year right now, and the charts are showing that we're still remaining bullish over here at this specific level. So that's a good sign when it comes to those things over there. So things like render, guys, and we're buying it now between the 4.6, 4.8 below 5. Guys, the next pump over here that I'm looking at render is to the top of this range, is $8 to $10. I'm really looking at a big opportunity for spot, screw leverage here, screw anything here, just to make some good money on a good token at a good price is render at the moment. So I think render is a great opportunity. And another token for me as well is GRT. This is one that I'm seeing move back to 30 to 35 cents after this. Another big opportunity as well as Theta. So guys, I missed you lots. I'll be doing some more giveaways tomorrow. We'll get through all of that. Have a fantastic day. Smash the likes. I'll be back tomorrow. I can't wait to get home. And I am going to be a little bit cheeky. Liverpool. We kicked Man United. Guys, I went for my birthday. Thank you for the love. Okay. Liverpool smacked Man United. I'm sorry, guys. Your stadium's beautiful. Your fans are amazing. But woo! Liverpool whooped ass, baby. So I was very happy. I was very happy. Lots of love to Man United supporters. But damn, Shane, the Liverpool kicked ass out there as well. So guys, have a fantastic day. One last announcement. I'm gonna have a boy, guys. We've got a little boy joining the Banter fam. Okay, so that was very exciting. We found out we got a little boy entering the Banter fam. So I got a little girl at the moment. She's nearly 3, and we got a little boy coming in. So that's also super exciting. So guys, I love you lots. I'm gonna head home. I'm still not home. It's been multiple days. I miss my daughter. I miss my family. I miss my dogs. And I'm gonna be back tomorrow, back in the studios, and I'll be doing a stream for you guys now as well for Sniper Club. Sniper Club. I'm going to go have a quick drink of water, and in 10 minutes or so, we'll be on club as well. So guys, have a fantastic day. Love you lots. Much love.